It is time against the Candy Golem time. That's right. That's what we're breaking down in today's episode. We got tips, we got tricks, and we got the best two teams for you in order to excel with the Candy Golem. On top of that, we are currently in the top 5%. That is correct. So we're going to give you the teams to get you there. A lot of that's going to be based off your power level in order to achieve higher scores, but we'll walk through all the key considerations and components for you here today. So down below, all that's available to you in the timestamps. If you happen to have a question or comment throughout the episode, you let me know. I love to hear from you, and come swing by the Discord server and say hi. So with that, let's get moving into the against the Candy Golem and how we're going to take this thing down. First off, we are in the Triple Cone Season 1. In order to find the Candy Golem, you have to go into the Triple Cone Cup and go to enter here. Sometimes you might be looking for it. Figured I'd give you that one first as a quick tip. The next thing to understand is against the Candy Golem is set up like some of the other stuff that we've done in the past. Don't worry about getting your high score right away. First off, you want to maximize the increased attack, increased reduced cooldown, and then also increase crit percent. Get all those to level 10 before you work on maximizing your score. That is going to be key for you and very important before you get to the end game of this game with against the Candy Golem. So that is the next component. Now we also want to consider the random effects. The random effects here, crit damage is great. Other things like percent damage, things like the damage over time, and other pieces here in terms of these random effects. Gains 10% as well is very, very good. So those are a lot of things that you want to pay attention to, are these particular ones. Additionally, with the dot, there's an 80% damage one. That is going to be crucial for your teams here in order to get the highest score possible. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the boss itself. So a couple of key components here. Fire, poison, and light type attacks receive 20% more damage from these. So this is big with the new changes on the elemental side. Additionally here, that's going to tell us exactly how we need to build our teams. We got the arm swing and stonefall. Now, the reality is when we do break down our teams, we don't necessarily need healing. That's right. You're going to be able to survive all the way through this when you're building out your team. Again, depending on your power level, so keep that in mind. Now, we do have two teams here, and the greatest piece about these teams is their power level is both at 1.2 million, and I'm excited to run them against each other here today. I already know which one is going to hopefully be the winner, and we'll talk about that in a second, and we'll try and control for the things on the right side here. Let's go ahead and break down our first team. The first team that we have here is Prune Juice. Prune Juice Cookies just absolutely killing it right now. Tons of stuff, tons of guides. You can see Prune Juice Cookie in. Lots of damage through poison here and buffing all your other poison pieces. Then we have a Claire Cookie here. We have our lovely, lovely Affogato. We got Cream Puff. And then additionally, last but not least, Shroomy. That's right. So we're fully focused on poison damage here. In terms of your treasures, again, depending on the level that you're at, I got Squishy Jelly Watch. However, in this particular one, certainly you can switch it over this one right here to Sleepyheads. We're going to lose a little bit of a percent on it, but we do get a higher percent attack. If mine was leveled up a little bit more, I would encourage you to switch those. Then we have our regular, we're not going to change that, attack, and then our whistle there as well. So that is exactly how we're going to tee up in terms of toppings here. You really want to be focused on attack. You could even go attack on a Claire. Certainly I have the chocolates attack there, and then also attack on that one as well. So this is the name of the game. Now, before we finally get into this, the other point and tip that I want to give you before we go and attack the golem and then move into our next team is the first thing. Don't feel like you need to invest in these cookies. It's very important to keep that in mind. Certainly a lot of my power level is due to having made some investment. They're not perfect. We definitely need to skill up some of them. We need to ascend them and get them a little bit higher in terms of There's stars there, as you can see, but that makes a huge difference on that power level. And then certainly if you do happen to, and you can, double the power level well into the 2 millions, think about your record really being at a 2x and getting over 1 billion. You can absolutely get over 1 billion with these teams, which is really, really fun in these events. Definitely a top 1% player from that point of view, but all these teams are great for you nonetheless. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to run this particular one right now. Now, a couple of key things here. You can keep it on auto like me if you'd want. You want to slow it down if you want, you can do that. Just remember that it helps to click as you're doing all these things to make sure that you can keep maximizing all the portions of these things. Now, all the damage is going to stack. We're going to want to get all the crit stuff off as well. And huge poison damage, as you can see. The things just keep going there in terms of everything happening. Let's keep clicking. Now we should get close to 400. Everything's popping off here at the end. Just a little shy. So about 350. Now again, getting the other one there for the 80% damage over time would make a huge difference there. So that's our first team in terms of breaking down. Let's go to our second team. So again, like I said, they're very close here. Now, a big difference with the second team. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. We have our friend Capsation Cookie and Mollis Sauce. Now, we've moved into the fire element as well. This one giving us burn damage over time instead of poison. A little bit of a different strategy here. This one on top of it gives us amplified damage again from Mollis Sauce and those things. Everything else remains the same. When we go into toppings, here again, we can put him on attack, making a bigger difference instead of on solid almond. And similar with Mala, that's going to lift your attack damage in this particular event. Certainly will be okay on this for now. And then similar style here, like we said. So those are all the key pieces and change up that I would make there. In terms of these ones, again, power level, leveling up, and the treasures are still the same. So we're going to go ahead and add our random effects. So again, we got the crit damage. Let's see if we can get 2 like we did. There it is. Periodic damage. So we'll stick with this one. So periodic damage at 80% is a key one that you're going to want. It's going to boost everything here, lift your entire team. Let's go ahead and run it against the Candy Golem. So similar style, you're going to want to click everything as fast as you can. Just make sure it's all going off. Oh, look at that damage. Hopefully we can get there. $200. 300. Oh, about the same. Pretty close. Bigger pieces again is really going to be tweaking a couple of those things that I said. Now, this team here is the one that got me to the top 5%. I feel that it is stronger. Again, if we flip it to the attack, that will also make a big difference there for us. So I want to pull this all back together with you. Between the two, they're obviously pretty close, as we saw. Differences is really going to be those random effects. A couple other pieces there you can flip to the attack, like I said, instead of survivability as an example, as well in terms of this team. Both variable in terms of where they can be and what they can do. But again, that variant is really on those random effects. They're both very close in terms of capabilities. However, ultimately, again, this was the team that got me to the top 5% and wanted to share that with you here today as an option. Now, the other thing that I do want to call out quickly here as well is I did test the light stuff out because you do have damage over time as well with Clotted Cream that can make a difference. Also with the new Paladin. However, the damage output is nowhere near what these two teams can do. So I did test that and wanted to share that with you as well. So let's pull this all back together here. Today we broke down against the Candy Golem. We broke down the boss. We gave you lots of key tips and tricks, like making sure you maximize to level 10 on all the abilities there, the key and the random effects, and then additionally the 2 teams that are awesome to run this event with, additionally giving you the best team in terms of the power damage that we saw in the one that's worked for me between the 2. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know how the event is going for you. Let me know which team you are in as well for the Triple Cone Cup. I'd love to hear that. Questions, comments, feel free to swing by the Discord server. And last but not least, thank you. That's right. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the likes. And I hope you enjoy this event as much as I am. Stay tuned because we got a ton more Cookie Run content headed your way, and we got a ton of stuff here on the channel. We'll see you soon.